Over 60? These vegetables raise stroke risk overnight. Most of us believe vegetables are the healthiest thing we can eat. After all, they're packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, right? But what if I told you that some vegetables can quietly increase your stroke risk, especially if you're over 60? Yes, even those innocent-looking greens sitting in your fridge might not be as harmless as you think. Recent studies show that certain compounds in specific vegetables can cause blood pressure spikes, artery inflammation, and thickening of the blood, which are major stroke triggers. So in this video, we're uncovering the top 10 vegetables that can secretly raise your stroke risk, why they do it, and what you can safely eat instead. Stay tuned till the end, because what you learn today might literally save your life. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your doctor before making dietary changes, especially if you have heart disease, hypertension, or diabetes. Now here's the shocking truth. Not all vegetables are created equal. While most are good for you, some contain compounds like oxalates, sodium nitrates, or goitrogens that can affect blood vessels, heart rhythm, and blood pressure. So let's look at the top 10 vegetables that could increase your stroke risk, and I'll also tell you the healthy swaps you can make for each one. 1. Spinach, the oxalate overload. Spinach is often called a superfood, and for good reason. It's loaded with iron, folate, and antioxidants that support everything from your vision to your immune system. But for people over 60, this leafy green can be a double-edged sword. What most people don't realize is that spinach contains very high levels of compounds called oxalates. These are natural chemicals found in plants that bind to minerals like calcium inside your body. Now here's where it gets tricky. When oxalates bind to calcium, they can form tiny crystals. Over time, those crystals may collect in your kidneys, forming kidney stones. A problem many older adults are already at risk for, but it doesn't stop there. Some research suggests that these calcium oxalate crystals can also contribute to arterial calcification, which is basically a hardening or stiffening of your arteries. When arteries lose flexibility, blood can't flow as freely to vital organs, including your brain, and that restricted blood flow can silently raise your risk of stroke. So even though spinach has a reputation for being heart healthy, eating it every single day, especially raw, might not be the best idea for seniors. That doesn't mean you have to give it up completely. The key is in how often and how you prepare it. Boiling or steaming spinach helps reduce its oxalate content, making it gentler on your system. You can also rotate your greens. Healthy swap. Instead of relying on raw spinach every day, try steamed kale, romaine lettuce, or arugula. These options are much lower in oxalates, but still rich in vitamins A, C, and K, all of which help keep your blood vessels flexible and strong. 2. Garlic. Too much of a good thing. Garlic has long been celebrated as a miracle food for the heart, and rightfully so. For centuries, it's been used to lower cholesterol, improve circulation, and even fight infections. Its secret weapon is a compound called allicin, which is released when garlic is chopped or crushed. Allicin helps relax blood vessels, improve blood flow, and reduce plaque buildup in arteries, all of which sound like great news for heart health. But here's what most people don't realize. Even good things can backfire when taken in excess, especially as we age. For people over 60, garlic can become too powerful when consumed in large amounts, particularly when eaten raw or in concentrated supplement form. You see, allicin also acts as a natural blood thinner, preventing blood platelets from clumping together. While that can lower your risk of clots, it also means your blood won't clot as easily when you need it to. If you're already on medications like aspirin, warfarin, or other anticoagulants, adding large doses of garlic can push your system over the edge. This can increase your risk of internal bleeding, easy bruising, or in severe cases, a hemorrhagic stroke, which happens when a weakened blood vessel bursts and bleeds into the brain, vessel bursts and bleeds into the brain. The danger often lies in hidden consumption, like taking garlic capsules daily or eating several raw cloves because you heard it's good for the heart. Raw garlic is especially potent because it delivers allicin in its most concentrated form. Healthy swap. The key isn't to cut garlic out completely, but to enjoy it in moderation and in cooked form. Cooking reduces the potency of allicin while keeping its antioxidant benefits intact. You can also flavor your meals with circulation-friendly herbs like rosemary, thyme, or basil, all of which support blood flow without thinning your blood too much. So yes, garlic can be a heart helper, just don't turn it into a heart hazard. When it comes to your arteries, balance always beats excess. 3. Pickled vegetables. The sodium trap. Pickles, kimchi, and sauerkraut. They're tangy, crunchy, and often called the gut-friendly superfoods. Thanks to fermentation, these vegetables are packed with probiotics that support digestion and immunity. But there's a hidden side to these flavorful favorites that many people, especially those over 60, tend to overlook. The sodium overload. Most store-bought pickled or fermented vegetables are preserved in heavy brine, a mixture of water, salt, and sometimes vinegar, to prevent spoilage and extend shelf life. While that process enhances flavor, it also means a small serving can contain 500 to 1000 milligrams of sodium or more, sometimes half your daily recommended limit in just a few bites. Here's why that matters. Sodium pulls water into your bloodstream, increasing the volume of blood that your heart has to pump. This extra pressure puts strain on your arteries, gradually making them stiffer and narrower. For people over 60, whose blood vessels are already less elastic, this can quickly push blood pressure into the danger zone, and high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for stroke. Even worse, excessive sodium can interfere with medications commonly used by seniors to control hypertension or heart conditions. That means a few bites of salty pickles or a daily serving of kimchi could quietly undo the benefits of your prescriptions. But the good news is, you don't have to give up fermented foods altogether. You just need to take control of how they're made. Healthy swap. Try making your own low-sodium pickles at home using cucumber slices, garlic, herbs, and a light brine with apple cider vinegar and minimal salt. You'll still get that satisfying crunch and tang without the blood pressure spike. Or, if you crave freshness, go for raw cucumbers tossed with a squeeze of lemon juice and a sprinkle of dill or mint. Remember, your heart and brain thrive on balance, not excess. So before reaching for that jar of pickles, take a moment to check the label. Your arteries will thank you later. 4. Potatoes. The hidden sugar spike. White potatoes are one of the most comforting and familiar foods on the planet, from mashed potatoes to fries and roasted wedges. They're tasty, filling, and versatile, which is why they're a staple in so many households. But when it comes to your heart and brain health, especially after 60, these humble spuds can be more harmful than they appear. Here's why. White potatoes are very high in simple carbohydrates, which your body quickly breaks down into glucose, sugar. This means that after you eat them, your blood sugar levels spike rapidly, followed by a surge in insulin, the hormone responsible for clearing sugar from the bloodstream. Over time, these constant sugar and insulin surges can damage the lining of your blood vessels, making them inflamed and less flexible. This process paves the way for atherosclerosis, a condition where fatty plaques build up in your arteries, narrowing them and restricting blood flow. When this happens in arteries that supply the brain, it dramatically increases your risk of stroke. Unfortunately, older adults are more susceptible because metabolism slows with age and the body becomes less efficient at processing sugar. Another hidden danger lies in how potatoes are cooked. Deep-fried or heavily salted potato dishes, think fries, chips, and crisps, add loads of sodium and unhealthy fats, which further raise blood pressure and cholesterol levels. The result? A perfect storm for heart disease and stroke. But not all tubers are the enemy. It's all about choosing the right kind and preparation method. Healthy swap. Try sweet potatoes or boiled yams instead. They have a lower glycemic index, meaning they release sugar more slowly into your bloodstream. They're also rich in fiber, potassium, and antioxidants, which help keep your arteries elastic and your blood pressure stable. For the healthiest option, skip the frying. Boil, bake, or steam them, and pair them with a source of protein to further balance your blood sugar. 5. Cabbage and broccoli. Goitrogenic effect. Cabbage and broccoli are often praised as some of the healthiest vegetables you can eat. And for good reason. They're packed with fiber, antioxidants, and compounds that help the body fight inflammation and detoxify harmful substances. These cruciferous vegetables can lower your cancer risk, improve digestion, and even support heart health. But for people over 60, especially those with thyroid problems, there's an important detail to pay attention to, something called goitrogens. Goitrogens are natural compounds found in cruciferous vegetables, like cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, and kale. While harmless in small amounts, they can interfere with the way your thyroid gland uses iodine, a mineral that's essential for producing thyroid hormones. These hormones control metabolism, the process that keeps your body's energy, cholesterol, and weight in balance. For older adults, particularly those with hypothyroidism, an underactive thyroid, or low iodine levels, eating large amounts of raw cruciferous vegetables can slow metabolism even further. When metabolism drops, your body struggles to clear fats efficiently, leading to cholesterol buildup in your arteries. Over time, this buildup can narrow blood vessels and restrict blood flow, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. It's important to note that this doesn't mean cabbage and broccoli are bad. They just need to be eaten the right way. Most of the risk comes from consuming them raw and in very large quantities, such as in daily green smoothies or salads. Healthy swap. Instead of eating them raw, steam or lightly cook your cabbage and broccoli. Cooking breaks down most of the goitrogens, making them far safer for your thyroid while preserving their vitamins and antioxidants. You can also add a small source of iodine, like sea salt or eggs, to your meals to support thyroid balance. The takeaway? These veggies can still be your allies, as long as you prepare them wisely. A few minutes of steaming can turn a potential thyroid threat into a heart protective powerhouse, keeping your metabolism and your arteries healthy and strong. 6. Onions, sulfur overload. Onions are one of nature's most versatile vegetables. From soups to salads, stews and stir-fries, they add depth, sweetness, and aroma to nearly every dish. Beyond taste, onions are celebrated for their health benefits. And rightly so. They contain sulfur compounds, antioxidants, and flavonoids like quercetin that promote blood circulation, lower cholesterol, and help prevent clot formation. But as with many healthy foods, too much of a good thing can become harmful, especially for people over 60 or those on specific medications. The same sulfur compounds that enhance circulation can, in high amounts, cause your blood pressure to drop too low. This effect becomes more pronounced in individuals who naturally have low blood pressure, hypotension, or are taking anticoagulant medications such as warfarin or aspirin. Here's why it matters. Your brain and heart depend on a steady supply of oxygenated blood. When blood pressure dips below normal, the body struggles to deliver enough oxygen to these vital organs. The result can be dizziness, fatigue, blurred vision, or even fainting. In older adults, these fluctuations increase the risk of falls or reduced brain function due to temporary oxygen deprivation. Raw onions, while rich in nutrients, are especially potent in this regard. They contain higher levels of allicin and sulfur compounds, which have a stronger thinning and pressure-lowering effect. Over time, excessive raw onion consumption, especially when combined with other blood-thinning foods or medications, can lead to excessive bleeding or difficulty clotting after injuries. That doesn't mean onions should disappear from your plate. Far from it. They remain one of the best natural foods for supporting vascular health when used wisely. Healthy swap. Instead of eating onions raw, cook them lightly. Sautéing or steaming onions softens their sharp compounds, balancing their effects on the circulatory system while keeping most antioxidants intact. Cooked onions still help manage cholesterol and inflammation, but are gentler on blood pressure and the digestive system. 7. Corn, the processed carbohydrate. Corn is one of the most widely eaten grains in the world. It's affordable, filling, and found in everything from breakfast cereals to snack bars. On its own, corn isn't bad. In fact, fresh corn on the cob contains fiber, B vitamins, and antioxidants like lutein that support eye and heart health. But the problem starts when corn is stripped of its nutrients and transformed into highly processed products. Today, most of the corn we eat doesn't come from a cob. It comes from factories. It's turned into corn syrup, corn oil, refined corn flour, and corn starch, all of which are added to countless packaged foods and sugary drinks. These ultra-processed forms of corn have lost their fiber and nutrients, leaving behind fast-digesting carbohydrates that flood your bloodstream with sugar. When blood sugar rises rapidly, your body releases a surge of insulin to control it. Over time, repeated spikes can make your cells less sensitive to insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance. This is one of the early steps toward diabetes and metabolic syndrome, both of which significantly increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. On top of that, corn oil, a common cooking ingredient, is high in omega-6 fatty acids. While small amounts are fine, too much omega-6, especially without enough omega-3s from foods like fish or flaxseed, can trigger inflammation in your blood vessels. Chronic inflammation damages the artery walls, making it easier for plaque to form and restrict blood flow to the brain. Healthy swap. Enjoy whole corn the way nature intended, grilled, boiled, or roasted on the cob. Whole corn is high in fiber, which slows digestion and helps maintain steady blood sugar levels. Try to limit processed corn snacks like chips and avoid products made with high fructose corn syrup, which adds empty calories without nutrition. The key takeaway? Corn itself isn't the villain. Modern processing is. By choosing whole, natural corn over its refined cousins, you can enjoy its flavor and nutrients without feeding the inflammation that raises your stroke risk. 8. Eggplant. Solanine sensitivity. Eggplants, also known as aubergines, are famous for their deep purple color and versatility. From stews and stir-fries to grilled sides and Mediterranean dishes, they add a unique flavor and texture that many people love. But beneath that glossy skin lies a hidden compound that can be troublesome for some individuals, especially older adults: solanine. Solanine is a naturally occurring chemical found in nightshade vegetables such as eggplant, tomatoes, and potatoes. It serves as a natural defense mechanism for plants, protecting them from pests. However, in humans, particularly in people over 60 or those with certain sensitivities, solanine can have unwanted effects. High amounts of solanine can trigger inflammation in the body and disrupt normal nerve transmission. This means it can interfere with how your nerves send signals to muscles and blood vessels. For seniors, whose vascular systems are already more delicate, this inflammation can make blood vessels stiffer and increase the tendency for blood to clot, which directly raises the risk of stroke. Some people may also experience joint stiffness, digestive discomfort, or headaches after eating too much eggplant, all signs of solanine sensitivity. And because aging slows down metabolism, the body may take longer to process and eliminate compounds like solanine, making older adults even more susceptible to its effects. That doesn't mean eggplants need to be completely cut out of your diet. The key lies in how they are prepared. Healthy swap. Always peel and cook eggplant thoroughly before eating. Cooking significantly reduces solanine levels and softens the vegetable, making it easier to digest. Roasting, grilling, or baking until tender can bring out its flavor while keeping it safe. Alternatively, you can swap eggplant for zucchini, a similar, mild-tasting vegetable that's naturally low in solanine, but still provides fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. In short, eggplant can be healthy in moderation, but if you notice bloating, stiffness, or fatigue after eating it, your body might be telling you to ease up. Protecting your blood vessels often comes down to paying attention to how certain foods make you feel, and making gentle adjustments that support your long-term health. 9. Tomatoes. Acidic and sodium packed. Tomatoes are one of the most popular vegetables, or technically fruits, in the world. They're colorful, juicy, and a staple in countless meals, from pasta sauces and soups to salads and sandwiches. Rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart and skin health, tomatoes have earned their place as a nutritional favorite. But while they're healthy in moderation, not all tomato-based foods are created equal. The real problem starts when tomatoes are processed, canned, pureed, or turned into sauces, soups, and condiments like ketchup. Most of these products are loaded with sodium and often contain preservatives and added sugars to enhance flavor and shelf life. Just half a cup of store-bought tomato sauce can pack over 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium, which is nearly a quarter of your recommended daily intake. For people over 60, whose blood vessels are more sensitive to fluid and pressure changes, that's a serious concern. Excess sodium causes the body to retain water, which increases blood volume and forces the heart to pump harder. Over time, this constant strain elevates blood pressure, damaging artery walls and raising the risk of stroke. What's more, the acidic nature of tomatoes can irritate the stomach lining and esophagus, especially for older adults who may already struggle with acid reflux or ulcers. Chronic acid irritation can also lead to inflammation that indirectly affects vascular health. Another overlooked issue is the packaging. Canned tomatoes often come in metal containers lined with BPA, a chemical that can leach into acidic foods. BPA exposure has been linked to hormonal imbalance and cardiovascular stress, two things older adults certainly don't need more of. The good news is that you can still enjoy tomatoes safely with a few smart tweaks. Healthy swap. Choose fresh, ripe tomatoes instead of processed ones. Fresh tomatoes are naturally low in sodium and offer a gentle acidity that's easier on your digestive system. If you love sauces, make your own using unsalted tomato puree, olive oil, garlic, and herbs like basil, oregano, or thyme. These herbs add flavor without the need for extra salt and even provide additional antioxidants that protect your heart. 10. Chili peppers. Pressure fluctuators. Chili peppers are famous for bringing heat, flavor, and excitement to food. Whether it's in stews, sauces, or grilled dishes, that fiery kick adds a burst of taste that many people can't live without. The compound behind that signature heat is called capsaicin, and it's what makes chili both beneficial and potentially dangerous, especially for people over 60. In small amounts, capsaicin has some proven health benefits. It can boost metabolism, reduce inflammation, and even help clear sinuses. However, when consumed in large quantities or too frequently, it can overstimulate your cardiovascular system. Capsaicin causes blood vessels to dilate and the heart rate to increase temporarily, which in younger people may not cause issues. But in older adults, especially those with hypertension, heart disease, or weakened arteries, these sudden spikes and drops in blood pressure can lead to vascular stress. Think of your arteries like elastic bands. When you're young, they stretch easily, but as you age, they become stiffer and less flexible. Every time you eat something that makes your blood pressure surge, those stiffened arteries struggle to expand, which increases the risk of small tears or ruptures in blood vessel walls. Over time, this can lead to stroke or heart complications, especially when combined with other factors like high sodium intake or stress. Another hidden risk is digestive irritation. Spicy foods can inflame the stomach lining and trigger acid reflux, problems that are already more common in older adults. Chronic irritation doesn't just affect digestion, it can also add to overall body inflammation, which contributes to arterial damage in the long run. That doesn't mean you have to give up spice entirely. Just learn to use it wisely. Healthy swap. If you love heat, switch to milder peppers such as bell peppers or banana peppers. They deliver flavor and nutrients like vitamin C without spiking your blood pressure. You can also season your food with turmeric and ginger, two powerful anti-inflammatory spices known to support heart and brain health. They protect your arteries instead of stressing them. So, while chili can make your meals exciting, moderation is key. Protect your brain and heart. Vegetables are essential, but how much and how often you eat certain kinds matters more as you age. Avoid excessive sodium, oxalates, and processed veggie products. Choose fresh, colorful vegetables, steam them lightly, and maintain a balanced diet. Remember, stroke prevention starts in your kitchen. Every meal you eat can either heal your arteries or harm them. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because every week, we share science-based health tips that help you live longer and stronger. Share this with someone over 60. It could truly save a life. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.